My likeness has been monetized by some of the world's most powerful entertainment figures. My daughter, who is now 18, has also been targeted. I named Roc Nation, Beyonce, Jay-Z, P. Diddy, Meghan Markle, Prince Harry, Disney, and many other Hollywood actors as a part of a Hollywood-centered enterprise profiting from this abuse. Meghan Markle, Prince Harry, Kim Kardashian, Tyler Perry, Jeffrey Epstein, Disney, and Jane and John Doe 1 through 100. That represents a lot of the celebrities that I did not name. However, they are a part of this complaint, and it also represents various government actors, including the CIA and other agencies that facilitated my targeting. My preliminary statement is I, Shaquilla Williams, bring this action as a last resort, not for money or legal victory, but to place the truth into public record. My life has been systematically dismantled by a powerful, coordinated network of celebrities, corporations, hospitals, and government actors. I believe I was placed on a government watch list after being poisoned in an Ohio hospital. That placement triggered a series of devastating abuses, identity theft, surveillance, creative and financial exploitation, and trafficking. My likeness has been monetized by some of the world's most powerful entertainment figures. My daughter, who is now 18, has also been targeted. I named Roc Nation, Beyonce, Jay-Z, P. Diddy, Meghan Markle, Prince Harry, Disney, and many other Hollywood actors as a part of a Hollywood-centered enterprise profiting from this abuse. Through this lawsuit, I seek not only relief for the personal harm I've endured, but also a permanent public record of how government power, corporate technology, celebrity influence, and institutional medicine can be fused together into a weapon. I was raised in a family affiliated with the Black Liberation Movement and the organization of Malachi Z. York. This affiliation made me and my family, including myself, a target of government surveillance and retaliation. In 2009, I was connected to a small music label in Columbus, Ohio. A contract was presented to me and my mother signed it on my behalf. Soon after, my mother passed away under suspicious circumstances at Mount Carmel West Hospital. This hospital has since been sued for wrongful deaths and patient mistreatment. I believe my mother's death was not natural, but rather a consequence of her involvement with that contract and the larger trafficking network. After her death, I experienced a series of events that led to my poisoning in hospitals, including Doctors West and OSU. My medical records from those visits were erased or altered. I believe these poisonings were a coordinated effort to remove me as a threat or to convert me into a commodified vessel within a broader human trafficking system. It is my belief that the hospitals were alerted ahead of my arrival and that the medical staff were instructed not to provide proper care. Each time I sought medical attention for symptoms of poisoning, I was either told that nothing was wrong with me or denied the necessary tests that would have confirmed what was happening to me.
Hold up, y'all, hold up. Now, this is Shaquilla Williams, and she filed a massive lawsuit back in July 2025, where names as Roc Nation, Jeffrey Epstein, Beyonce, Tyler Perry, Sean Puffy Combs, Disney, and many others were involved. Now, in the paperwork, she laid out an alleged nefarious global network of individuals, including those names that were just mentioned, who essayed and trafficked and abused her. Now, as I stated, this was filed back in July 2025, and there is allegedly another identical case that was filed in 2020, but it was swept under the rug, and the public was told it was a conspiracy theory. Crazy, right? Now, it begs the question, why are names like Beyonce and Jay-Z list so many times in the Epstein files when we know Jeffrey Epstein spoke in code? It begs that question. But once again, this was filed back in July 2025, but it comes around to bite a lot of people in their back. So I want you guys to watch the full clip and listen to her explanation. I want you guys to watch the full video because it is really, really, really interesting. Remember to drop a like and subscribe, show some love. Drop a like and subscribe, show some love. But enough of me talking. Check out the rest of the clip.
Though I cannot prove how such a program works, this is what I believe based on my experience. Jeffrey Epstein, a financier and trafficker connected to Les Wexner, has extensive ties to the Columbus, Ohio medical system. Wexner, a major funder of local healthcare institutions, including those linked to Doctors West Hospital, indirectly facilitated a network that enabled my poisoning. I believe Epstein's influence extended through Wexner's financial control of hospitals where my records were altered and my poisoning was carried out. I believe I was placed on a government watch list and labeled a black identity extremist. That label has enabled decades of covert surveillance, identity theft, creative exploitation, economic sabotage, and repeated attempts to psychologically break me. My likeness, voice, and ideas have been stolen and repackaged by celebrities and media companies. I specifically named Roc Nation and Beyonce, Disney, and others. Their works symbolically mirror and profit from the events of my life, while I have been silenced and rendered invisible. I was repeatedly followed by unknown individuals who were clearly hired to track my movements and intimidate me. These individuals would sit in cars outside my home for long hours, stand near my door and windows without explanation, and in several incidents fire guns into the air before fleeing the scene, designed to terrorize and destabilize me. I was also stalked while driving. Individuals were paid to follow me on the road, driving aggressively and attempting to run me off the road on several occasions. These dangerous acts were intended to intimidate, create constant fear, and potentially cause harm or force me into an accident. The stalking was persistent and highly coordinated. Police departments were also involved in the stalking. Officers in marked vehicles would aggressively follow me both on and off the road while I was walking or going about my daily activities. They would frequently turn on their lights and sirens directly behind me, only to drive off moments later. Police cruisers will also park outside of my home, flashing their lights into my apartments. These tactics were designed to create fear, instability, and the constant feeling of being watched and threatened. On numerous occasions, my vehicle was broken into or tampered with. These break-ins were not random. They were strategically timed to prevent me from leaving home, working, or attending important appointments.
Hold up, man, hold up. Did you guys hear what she just said? Because over the years, we have always heard how a lot of these powerful people, including Jay-Z, how they send people and stalker at your house and even when you're moving about. Remember when Kanye was on stage and he shouted out, "Jay-Z, please don't send your killers to my door." And a lot of people took it as joke. But as time moved on, we understood and realized that Kanye, he wasn't joking, right? So if a person like Jay-Z can do that, just imagine what these massive company and even Jeffrey Epstein can do. So this is not far-fetched. Matter of fact, I would say it's very possible for a lot of these high powerful celebrities. So for her to say that she was stalked, you know, her life was stalked every single day, her car was broken into, you know, shots were fired, everything they did was try to destabilize her. And as she said, to try and physically and mentally break her. So I really hope you guys actually heard what she just said, man. Matter of fact, everything is really interesting, but that specific part was crazy. That specific part was absolutely crazy. But listen, I'm gonna shut up my mouth. Check out the rest of the clip.
They represent a pattern of sabotage used to keep me isolated and financially dependent. Individuals entered my home while I was away and poisoned my food. These intrusions were covert and calculated, causing unexplained physical symptoms, hospital visits, and trauma. This tactic was used to inflict harm without traceable evidence. Some of my family members were also targeted. They were either threatened or bribed in efforts to turn them against me. In certain cases, relatives were pressured to participate in the spreading of false narratives or isolating me from sources of support. These tactics fractured my family ties and deepened my isolation. Those who attempted to support me or help me were themselves targeted. Some were threatened or stalked or publicly discredited. These tactics ensured that I remained isolated with no support network to escape or to expose the abuse. Defendants and their associates spread defamatory rumors about my sexual health and character within private symbolic circles. They used coded language and insider symbolism to destroy my reputation while avoiding public detection. Symbols were deliberately attached to me, symbols that only I would recognize, so that covert messages could be delivered in public forums. Through these symbolic references, the perpetrators were able to send messages meant to terrorize or control me while the general public remained unaware of their significance. Crisis actors were hired to create and share fake viral stories that mirrored my lived experience. These staged stories were used to further psychologically destabilize me, discredit me, and deliver covert threats. These stories often went viral as part of a larger social media trend designed to ridicule, mock, or signal harm to me.
Whoa. No, that was super interesting, right? And I don't believe that nothing that she said is far-fetched. Matter of fact, I believe everything that she said is extremely possible. Because the moment when you get to understand that it's simple. People with so much power, they have the ability to put or play their hands in a lot of things. Hospitals, food care, shelters, like you name it. Like you name it. They have their hands. That is why they always want power and control, especially over the new person that comes in to their system. Once you want to level up, they want to have power and control over you. You have to do certain things that they have it that they can use against you, because once again, it's power and control. So with everything that she said, including the stalking, the poisoning, they reaching out to her family members, using her family members against her. I don't believe that all of that is far-fetched. I believe all of it is in fact very much possible. I believe it. I believe it. Call me crazy, call me whatever you want, but I believe it. No, do I believe her story? When I went ahead and do a research, I'm not gonna lie, man, a lot of things seemed like it was wiped from the internet. Most I could really find was, she versus Rot Nation with some files, like documents, but not anything of major importance, I would say. But listen, man, what I really have to say is that these things are crazy, right? A lot of our favorite celebrities, and notice I said ours, because really and truly I do see some celebrities that, for example, Kevin Hart, he always makes me laugh. But for some reason, I believe he's not as innocent as he seems, right? So that's just an example. So I'm not saying you guys alone. I'm saying even me, myself, some celebrities that I watch and, tune into from time to time, I find them suspicious, man. I ain't gonna tell no lie. Time is the master. Time is the master. And the more we go along, as the more stuff getting revealed, man. So I ain't gonna tell no lie. Shit is looking very crazy. Very crazy for a lot of these celebrities that were acting, right? Yes, because a lot of them were simply acting. Diddy, Jay-Z, Beyonce, there are some big fish when it comes on to the black community, right? There are some big fish, man. And I wonder why Jay-Z have so much power, man. I really wonder why Jay-Z has so much power. And I really wonder why Jay-Z and Beyonce name come up so much in the Epstein files. But I want you guys to let me know your thoughts and perspective on this one. Let me know what you guys believe. Let me know your guys' thoughts and perspective, man. Because Williams, her lawsuit was very interesting. It was very interesting. I ain't gonna tell no lie, but let me know your thoughts, let me know your perspective. Remember to drop a like and subscribe, as it helps out a lot and it will be greatly appreciated, man. I want to say remember to have an amazing day. If you're not having an amazing day, make your day amazing right this moment. Yes, make your day amazing. I want to say thank you for your time. Thank you guys so much for watching. Remember to drop a like and subscribe, show some love. Drop a like and subscribe, show some love. It is a boy Premium Celeb, and as usual, I'm out.